Yo, it's Universal Gazer J in the building. You know what I'm saying? I'm back at you with another video, right? As you can see by the title, you probably see that it says spiritual movies, right? But yeah, that's what we're gonna be getting into today. I'm personally, um, okay, personally, I've been meaning to make this video for a very long time, like a very long time. Since I made that mukbang video, I really wanted to make it the week after, but I just kept on saying I'm gonna do it today, I'm gonna do it today, I'm gonna do it today, but haven't been doing it. You know what I mean? But today, I've been having nothing to do today. I'm going for it. You know? Even on the days I had nothing to do before, I just kept on something else had to keep on popping up, right? But I'm just gonna get straight to the video. Anyways, and y'all can see my locks are kind of coming in. You feel me? It's been a whole 5 months now. It's been about 5 months. Lock growth, you know. But anyways, first movie we gonna say is cause I wrote down a list a while ago. You feel me? But the Avatar. Okay, the Avatar. The Avatar is all around spiritual movie. First things first. It shows how you have a spirit and you have a body. Now, you know how you feel certain things like emotions or whatnot. You know how you feel emotions, right? That's a feeling you feel. That's what I love about spirituality. You can feel things. You know what I mean? Like feeling things is real vibrant. Really, you know. Um, but yeah. So with the Avatar, right? It has a spirit and a body. So in the quote unquote real world, where the man was the soldier, the army, the military, the veteran, whatever you want to call him, right? In his quote unquote real world, he was a war veteran, right? His brother had died, and he was supposed to take his place because he was the perfect candidate, because he had all the same features and all the same body basically, because he was his brother, right? His twin brother. So he went over and took his spot. So they built him a machine. They had a machine already ready for him. It had the same body. It had the same body matchings and all this stuff, right? So basically, he just got it. Eventually, they had to put him in there, and he had no legs. I mean, well, he had legs, but they were disabled. He was disabled, right? He couldn't use them. So when he had gotten the machine, he was able to use those legs, but it was in the Avatar's legs. So they transferred his body, or his subconscious, right? His spirit, his subconscious, his awareness into this Avatar body, this blue body, this tall blue body. And his mission was to meet up with this tribe, right? And when he met up with the tribe, basically he was supposed to convince them to move from the tree. But the tree was a spiritual tree. The tree was so lively, it was so vibrant. It had all the ancestors within it, right? It had all this information within it. That's the thing with plants. Plants have so much information that we don't even know about. Or you may know about it, but plants have information. So when you eat plants, you're gaining a lot of information. That's why, like me personally, I had a few issues. I had a good amount of issues with eating like snacks and whatnot. Like literally, I'm still transitioning into ascending, right? There's no basic for me. There's no level of like you're done transcending. You know what I mean? But with this whole situation going on all around the world, this whole COVID and quote unquote and all this other stuff going on around the world, there's no excuse. You need to get on your stuff like right now. I've been watching too many people. You need to get on your stuff. And me personally, even me tapping in, I know you need to get on your stuff. Simple. But what do you call it? Yeah, so he was supposed to tell the village to get away from that tree so that they could break it down and they could take this thing, like this strong metal, right? It's almost like vibranium from the Black Panther. That's how strong it was, right? It was supposed to be the strongest material in the whole world. Notice that almost reminded me of Africa, because don't get me wrong now, in Africa there was a lot of materials, minerals, all that stuff. It was like the whole creation of the whole world was in Africa. Egypt was the whole world, but that's for another video, you feel me? But it was rich in this specific type of mineral. or material. So they wanted it. So they were going to destroy the whole thing to get it no matter what. So instead, they wanted them to get out of there peacefully so they could steal all that stuff. But what they went ahead and did is they tried to do that, and they went ahead and tried to do that, and they eventually they went and the plan didn't work basically, and the guy was caught. The guy that was supposed to be the spirit inside the body, he ended up getting caught by those villagers because they didn't trust him at first, but they let him in and they tried to train with him and they tried to work with him, right? But they did not trust him at first. But when they finally did trust him, when it was a certain leaf from the tree that landed on him, it landed on him, that they kind of trusted him. It's like the ancestors almost came down and landed on him saying, "You are the chosen one." So they trusted him, you feel me? So when they trusted him, they went ahead and they let him in, and the lady was supposed to teach him all the traditions, and if he didn't pass, then he would die afterwards. But he didn't die because he passed. So when he stepped into his higher self, because that's what that was him stepping into his higher self. When they showed him all the customs and all that stuff, and he really was embracing of that spirit, he became his higher self inside of that body. Therefore, no matter what body he was in, he had that spirit strength. Now, they may not say that, or they may not like show that, but that's what I'm getting from it spiritually. That's me just receiving and feeling as that is what he's went through basically. But on top of that, they tried to destroy it, right? They pretty much cast him down because they found out that he was really a human. He really came from a certain place that wasn't of theirs. That was where the terrorists were, because the terrorists were trying to break down their whole jungle, their whole life, their whole earth and stuff, right? So this the whole avatar was the place where they were, and they're also the avatar people. So they found out what he was. They found out that his spirit he wasn't really who he said he was, basically. And they kind of cast him down. They said, "Forget you," you know what I mean? So then the people started terrorizing the whole thing because they found out that the guy that was on the other side, the veteran, right? He turned against his own people to help the avatar people because those were like his people now. You get what I'm saying? Like when you do somebody right and your people doing you wrong, you move on because that's not right. That's not serving you. They're no longer serving you. Feel me? So at this point, it's like he's over here with this lady friend that he has of his fighting against him, literally shooting arrows and spear throwing, all that stuff. He had a whole spiritual connection. So it's like almost like a spirit battle. They're spirits battling against the flesh, if that makes sense. It was like his spirit was fighting against his ego almost. But beyond that, it's like the further you go in and see, the more you understand or overstand, my bad. But what do you call it? But yeah, that's pretty much about the Avatar. And yeah, and then eventually he got to live peacefully with the avatars because they made up, because he ended up helping fight off the people, the evil people, or the people in which he quote unquote came from, the people that were trying to terrorize that village of people in the first place. So he got to live on peacefully with that woman, which was his soulmate almost. That was like a version of his soulmate pretty much, which I'm taking from it. Like literally, me personally, I ain't really watch any videos on the Avatar, like trying to see whether he's no real spiritual breakdowns on the Avatar or anything like that. This is just coming from me, my spirit. You know what I'm saying? Coming from my higher self, my higher consciousness, whatever you want to call it. You know. There's also Inception, which you could watch, because I never actually watched. I just seen previews, and I felt like it was a spiritual movie, you know? The Matrix. I watched The Matrix. Let me tell you, The Matrix is an amazing movie. It may seem boring, but it's not boring. The longer you watch it, the more spiritual you really get to understand or overstand. If you're already a spiritual person and you watch The Matrix, bro, you're going to understand that's what's happening right now. It's been happening this lifetime since the day that you were born. You have to understand that it's like most of the stuff you see with your own two eyes ain't really what it is. You get what I'm saying? Like me, I literally just finished sun gazing like no more than an hour ago or something like that. I don't even remember, but I was literally just sitting out here enjoying the sun, looking up. You feel me? Just looking straight there. A good amount of minutes. Just sit down, close my eyes, got back up, look. You know, it's just relaxing for me. It's like I feel like I'm receiving energy and light codes. That's what I call it. But yeah, it's just how it is. But The Matrix. Basically, the main character's name is Neo. Neo is supposed to be a spiritual lost person. It's pretty much spiritual. And he's lost. And he's almost in a depression state where he doesn't know, or no, not he hasn't reached a depression state yet. Basically, hold on. Okay, so basically he was just lost. He was in a lost state. So this is before the depression state, all the other stuff, quote unquote, that's said to everyone has to have. But it's not like everyone has to have those things. It just makes you stronger. You know what I'm saying? But basically Neo, he was looking for answers, right? He ended up meeting this woman. It was like a bunch of signs that were just coming to him. It was like one time he was in a business building, his business work building, and these agents came for him randomly. It was, you know the symbolization of the agents, right? The symbolization of the agents is basically when you know how that there's always this narcissistic spirit that just jumps into people's bodies, and it's just like, oh, you just came here just to mess with me. Like, okay, you came here just to mess with me, just to throw off my energy. Like, what was your purpose? You get what I'm saying? And then you just move on because you don't want to keep on giving that same person your energy. Then you move on, and someone else start a conversation. You're like, oh yeah, it's cool, yeah. And then you start talking to that other person, and they do the exact same thing as the last person did. So at that point, you're like, okay, y'all both dark entities, and I need to get the heck away from both of y'all. You feel me? So you walk away and you get away, you stay away for a good amount of time. It wasn't specifically those people. You see, it's that they were those people that were allowed to have that narcissistic spirit to jump into them to attack you. See, there's something coming after you at that point. I'm not trying to make anybody nervous, scared, anything like that. Don't think that. Trust me. But it's just that it is a narcissistic spirit that jumps into people sometimes. It's not good. It's never good. You feel me? It's always like it makes you feel negative. It drains the heck out of your energy. It like steals your energy basically, and it's not worth it. You feel me? So, Neo. Okay, Neo's the main character. He met a woman. He went to work that day. Some agents came for him, and he was at work that day. Agents came for him. Somebody named what was his name? I forgot his name. Sorry about that. But basically he was one of the leaders of the Matrix. It was a bald black man, right? But his name, I forgot his name. Okay, whatever. But his name started with M though. But that's besides the point. He basically guided him out of the building. He chose not to go the path that he wanted to, the spiritual path that he chose to, and he ended up falling into a dark state, which the agents came and took him. When the agents took him into that room, he started seeing that they were some type of dark entity or something. They ended up closing his mouth to the point where it was just like this. It was just down. It was like gone. His mouth disappeared, and he wasn't able to speak no more. It was just creepy. And the thing is, it's like he didn't believe that was possible, but he never knew until he really experienced it, if that made sense. So he went ahead and experienced that, and then when he left, he woke up, and it seemed like it was all just a dream, right? But then when he was called when he was on the computer, right, he ended up getting a message from somebody, right? Because people know how to hack into different devices, right? Because they're all devices. They're all replicas of the mind and the spirit and the body and all that stuff, right? That's what humans make. Where do you think they get their ideas from? They're making replicas of your mind. That's what a computer is. A computer is a version of a human mind which receives intellect from different entities, different positive entities like the sun, the moon, all these different things in the universe, and all these different things in the macroverse, and all these other things all around you at all times, in which you can't see or you may see. I don't know. But Oh, okay. She hacked into his computer, right? And then he got a message saying follow the bunny or follow the rabbit or something. And then the next thing you know is he was trying to text her and she just didn't respond after that, or one of those texts didn't respond after one of those texts. And then he got a ringing at his doorbell, or someone knocked on his door. He went over there. He was kind of nervous because he was wondering, is that person on the computer? So he went ahead and walked up to his door and was like, who is it? And then the person there was one of his friends, and they did or someone that he knew actually, and he was actually giving them their computer back, and the person was paying him because he must have fixed their computer or whatever, hacked it or something. So the lady with the tattoo, one of them invited him to go to the club, and then he was like, no, you guys are good, I don't need to go to the club, you know. And then she's like, I insist. He said, no. And then he was about to close his door, and he seen a rat tattoo on her arm. So follow the rat tattoo. Follow the rabbit tattoo. It's kind of convincing. So he went ahead and followed them and went down the rabbit hole, or whatever you want to call it. He went and followed it, right? Got to the club, jumped out to the club. The girl that he met before. First time I think this might have been the first or the second time he met this girl. This later on is gonna be his soulmate, basically. But yeah, sorry about that spoiler. That was a small spoiler. It's pretty obvious when you're watching the movie. So, but I don't remember her name either. But I literally just knew her name a second ago, but I forgot. But either way, this person basically helped guide him out of the Matrix. Basically, yeah, she helped guide him out of the Matrix, and in this